Good, everyone? Welcome back to Black Thoughts, Season 4, Episode 3. Today, we want to touch on the topic of what is considered a date. Now, that's one of the burning questions this week. And honestly, a date, it what's considered a date actually varies between age ranges. So, today we wanted to touch on the age range of what, 25 to
About 35.
Okay, 25 to
Yeah.
35. So, with us being in that age range, and I'm going to ask you because a woman's, perception of what a date is differs from a man. What is considered a date to you?
So for me, what could be a date? It really could be anything. And that's only because I like a variety of options. So it doesn't need to be like a formal dinner the first time for me. I'm fine with batting cage, top golf, like anything like that where anything that you can get to know the person at. So anything where the noise level is like relatively decent where you can talk. So no clubs, hookah lounges, none of that where it's like a DJ and the music's blasting and we gotta yell to talk to each other. No movies because you can't get to know anybody at the movies. Like you're watching the movie. You can discuss the movie afterwards, but like the first 2 to 3 hours of your date, you sit in a dark room in silence with was considered a stranger for the most part, unless it's somebody that you was prior your friends with and it's your first time going on a formal date. So anything where we could talk, we can get to know each other, we can joke around, play around, and just kind of see, like feel the person out and see like what they will do, what they won't do, if they're comfortable, if they're not, if they're real shy, things like any of that is fine with me. Anything that falls under that realm would be okay.
Now, see, and I feel the exact same way about that. But the only thing is, like, when it comes to like what you said about the batting cage and everything else like that, right? I feel like that's not those are good dates. Don't get me wrong. I feel like they're not good for first dates though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what's considered a really good first date? Like,
well, we do have a commenter who says walking downtown. That
I
could
mean,
be
yeah,
a good day
yeah,
too, like
yeah.
walking scenery.
We've done that plenty of
Yeah,
times.
because that one is cost effective, depending on your
Definitely.
budget. Two, it's kind of like a safety date. Like you don't have to feel like too awkward. Like it's people around. It's out in the public. Like especially if you like nowadays, a lot of people date online. So it's your first time meeting up with somebody off of like Tinder, Hinge, or something. Like yeah, walk around the harbor, the downtown area, something like that. Maybe if it happened to be like a festival in the area, that's a good time to like walk, joke, talk and feel comfortable because you won't feel like, oh, I'm off with this stranger. You can meet there together. You don't have to have them pick you up. You don't need to give them your address, anything like that. That's actually a good first date, especially if it's like summer, spring, good weather. That's a good date.
My go-to date is always dinner.
Yeah, I mean you can never
I
go wrong
mean,
with dinner.
yo, you actually get to sit down in a nice setting. Everybody's always hungry,
Right.
and you actually get to actually talk to the person and get to know the person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Without having it to be no extra stuff going all around it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, when it comes to like, cause I love go kart racing. I would love to go to the batting cages. I would love to do all that stuff like that. But I feel like they wouldn't give enough time to be able to actually have a conversation and get to know the person if I was doing that.
Yeah, the band cage might be a little hard.
That's
'Cause
why
you
I
could do,
say
like,
those are
bowling, 'cause you can
those are
talk
great
in
dates
between.
though. But those are great after the first dates. You know what I'm saying? After you already know, after you already really had the chance to kind of get to know the person.
Yeah. See, dinner's good, but dinner's good if you're not an awkward person. If you're already like naturally a little bit awkward, you may not want dinner because it's such close contact and you're just eating in front of somebody for the first time and talking. And then depending on your taste, it can be a lot of stress with picking a restaurant.
And
Like picking a restaurant is stressful.
And it's funny you say that because this takes me back to one of our dates that we had. And I'll never forget, we were at the harbor.
That was high school.
We were right, and that's crazy because we were teenagers, and we were walking around the harbor, and everything was cool, and we went to the gallery, and we went to McDonald's, and I saw you, and this was the first time we actually like really like got to eat around each other because our first date was the movies, but this was the first time I actually was sitting with you and we actually got to eat, and every time you ate, you would cover your mouth. And I'd be like, well, what the hell is wrong with her? What is she doing? Like, why does she keep covering her mouth up?
Well, you don't want to be chewing and talking with your mouth open and you sitting there. So
I mean, but see, I didn't think of it like that. See, my thing was when I say I was like, man, look, man, she got to eat like how I eat around people because I don't care how I eat around somebody.
Eat like a savage.
and I'm not gonna lie,
Like,
I
you
do.
just
Like, yeah,
going
I used to be going in so like, and you remember how long my hair used to be. So I used to be eating and like I'd be like, damn, I got food in my braids because I've been smashing this shit. You know what I mean? But like I said, but we were just teenagers back then.
Yeah.
And even back then, I thought that was a good day, but a lot of people would look at that and be like, no, McDonald's is nothing. That's not a good day.
As a girl, you want the perception of ladylikeness and all of that, especially when, like, we growing up, like, you got aunt, grandmother, mother, you gotta be very ladylike on a date with a guy. You don't want to just look a certain way, and that crap be stuck in your head for a minute until you get comfortable.
Yeah, but see,
and it's hard to eat a Big Mac neat.
I think the problem with the dating scene right now is that we put so much pressure on the amount of money that needs to be spent on a date.
Or the illusion of how much.
I mean, think about it. Like women, right? Your makeup, the dress you're wearing, like y'all make sure y'all want it to be done up. And if y'all want to be taken out, you like, oh yo, if I'm going out, you gonna take me out somewhere really really nice. And then on the guys end, it's like, all right, yo, I gotta make sure I gotta come correct because if I don't come correct, yo, after this day, I won't not have a second date.
But see, that's why I think it come to play where if we're on like a first date and we're still getting to know each other, or just that getting to know each other, like the actual dating phase, like we're not a couple and you're taking me out on a date, like we're dating. I would prefer for you to tell me what the restaurant is we're going to so I can dress accordingly. Because if I know we're just going for a quick bite to eat, but it's a date and we're going to Fridays, I can wear jeans, some sneakers, and a t-shirt. But if I know you're taking me to, like, I'm trying to think of a restaurant. What's something that's considered fancy around here? What's that steakhouse called?
What?
Downtown.
Fogo de Chao?
No, not
Ruth Chris?
Yeah. Let's say Ruth Chris about 7 years ago, because nobody like them now.
Right.
That's something like, okay, maybe I'm putting on a dress and heels, or if you're taking me to, like, damn, what's that place we went to on my birthday? You can do either or there. Dang, it was raining that year. It was raining real bad. Rose is the other spot. That was... I can't think of the name of it.
Oh, God. Shit. The one that was in the alley. And it was flooded.
Yeah, it's this right up the street from Watershed. It's literally on the side of Watershed, actually.
Is it Noir? No. What is that called?
Nola's.
Nola's, that's what it is.
Like, Nola's you can do either or. Because people come there for happy hour, you can be dressed down. But people also rent it for birthdays, so you can also dress up. Like, I think it's good to know where you're going so I can dress accordingly. Because I'm not going to spend... If you tell me we're going to date at the end of the week, but we're going X, Y, and Z, I'm not going to go and buy a new outfit if that location does not call for it. I'm going to grab something out the closet. But if it's a nice, fancy... 5-star restaurant you had to make a reservation for, is a restaurant outside of the Four Seasons or something, then I may need to go buy something. I may need to go get my hair done instead of doing it myself. Then I'll pull out the extra stops because it's called for.
But see, you have a different type of mindset than a lot of females too, because I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of females, they're not going on a date to Fridays. They wouldn't do it. Like, yo, they think it's disrespectful if you even bring up something like Friday, which is why they had that whole argument about Cheesecake Factory, which I ain't gonna lie, Cheesecake Factory is cool. I would not take on it. That's some stuff that we did when we were teenagers and kids. Like, I would never want to go there. First of all, the menu is is huge.
Other than the bread, I don't like nothing at Cheesecake. Like, and I'm not even a cheesecake
It's
person.
5 pages of absolutely nothing.
Don't know what's past the second page.
It really pisses you off when you're in there. I mean, like I said, if you young and you in there, it seems like it's nice and upscale. It's a cool place to go eat if you want to go get lunch or some shit like that.
Really
but it ain't no.
Friday's not like a date. Fridays is like a lunch date.
Yeah.
Like, we both off of work. Hey, you want to go out? We can run the Fridays. Like, ain't nobody doing nothing big. We can just run the Friday. Or a day we got the kid with us. So we want to go out, but we don't have a babysitter. I'm not going nowhere really nice and taking her because she's going to complain, not like the food, and waste money. So that's a quick Fridays. You can get fries, stuff like that. But yeah, Cheesecake Factory don't ever take me there.
And I think
Again.
the movie theater is overrated now too, because now that we're older.
Yeah.
Because I think the movies back in the day, like, oh, it was dark, so it was used to, you feel me, do other things other than watch the movie.
Quite
you know
honestly,
what I mean?
don't even really see people go to the movies on, like, it'd be established couples going to the movies.
Yeah. Or like teenagers, like, look at our nephew. Like, that's where they going. That's where they at tonight. You know what I mean?
Because
like,
the mall kicks them out.
Yeah, they can't be around there. So
that's all
what
they can do is just
in.
sit there and just go to movie to movie to movie and just bounce around. But yeah, it really depends. Like, I could take an active date. Now, I know somebody said, like, always going to the, like, a gym date consider a date. I think if you're both really fitness people, that could be considered a date to those type of people. I wouldn't necessarily consider that a date, but if you're, like, really into fitness and you don't like like, some people just do smoothies. Like, we're gonna go work out and go get smoothies. Some people do stuff like that.
I think those are kind of like, I call them icebreaker dates.
I consider those lunch dates. Like,
yeah, I can
light afternoon.
Yeah, like you trying to, like, take me to the gym. Like, I wouldn't mind going to the gym with you. You know what I mean? If it was like a nice little whatever, and then we gonna go to like a smoothie bar or some bullshit. Yeah, like I said, that's like the icebreaker. Like, I'm just trying to see what you finna do.
Or the
coffee
shop
to get to the next level type stuff.
You want to fill out the energy. So, like, let me, one, see if you are who you are in person, and then two, fill out the energy.
And that was, I'm glad you brought that up, because that was a situation that we read about.
Yeah.
Where the guy, he wanted to go ahead and take the girl on a coffee date to get to know her on the first date, but she wanted to go to dinner, and he was like, "Well, I'll go to dinner with you if you go half on the dinner." And then she said, "Well, you know what? No, I'm good. Never mind." And they both kind of just squashed it. I was actually with him when he said, you know, I actually agree with him when he was like, you know, can we go on a coffee date? Like I said, so that way you can get to know the person, because, yo, honestly and truthfully, taking somebody to dinner as a first date, it is very hard, especially if you take them to a really nice restaurant, because, like, yo, it's like, all right, I'm going to take you on a date. I'm going to pay this amount of money. And if you don't like it at the end, I just blew whatever you know what I mean? I just blew my money on all of this.
But see, that's one of them, you gotta look at the glass half full situations. Like, okay, the date didn't go well. I met a new person, but, you know, hopefully you got a good meal. Because some of these expensive places, food is trash to me. Other people might like it and be all like, "Oh, it's fancy, it's this, it's that."
Motherfuckers will give you give you 2 shrimp and a leaf, and that motherfucker be $35.
That's this big, with some garnish on top.
And right, and you still hungry at the end of the day, and still want to go to Chick-fil-A.
I done went through a 7-course meal, and I still need to stop at 7-Eleven for a slice of pizza. But see, in that instance, I agree with both of them, because they both stood their ground on that standard, and they mutually decide to walk away. The problem with those is when people say, "I'm not willing to do this," or "I want that," and then you want to argue the person down to where you at. Okay, he wanted to do coffee, she wanted dinner. He said, "Okay, if we do coffee first and then we split the dinner or something." She said, "No, I'm not splitting the date. The man should pay for the date." He said, "Okay." And they both moved on. She then bashed him about not wanting to pay for it. She said he wasn't comfortable with that. Okay, there's a man that is.
Okay.
He then bashed her about, oh, she want a date, she a gold digger. He just said, "I'm not willing to do that the first time around." Why can't grown adults just decide we not on the same level?
But see, that's the thing,
and walk away.
They both came to an agreement on that, and that was cool. It's the people in the comments that were going back and forth that had me heated about that, because, and ladies, please don't chop my head off about it, but it was a lot of ladies in there saying, "Oh, well, she took the time to put on makeup and everything else like that, and blah, blah, blah. Y'all don't know how much it costs to get this makeup, to put this on your face, to look like this, to try to be appealing to this guy and this and that." But baby, he asked you to come for coffee. I ain't asked you to do all of that.
I was like, we meet up for coffee. I'm not.
If we meet up for coffee, I'm not looking for you to, you know what I'm saying, to have your edges done. I ain't looking for you to have no high heels on. I'm not looking for you to have any of that. I'm really here to fill you out, to see if we can go on that date to dinner. You know what I mean? To see if it's worth going out. If
you invite me to a coffee date, in my mind, look, I'm going to something like I got on now, like a sweatshirt, t-shirt.
Yeah, like, I'm going to something comfortable,
something cute that I would go run the Marshalls in. But I'm not doing too much, because this ain't the situation for that. You said coffee. Now, if we cool and everything work out and everybody likes what they see, then Then the next time you see me, you want to take me on a real date, then you're going to get another layer of me. I'm not giving you, like, full on, this is full presentation right here, just like coffee, and there's nowhere to go. Like, you're going to get basic. This is a basic encounter. You're going to get a basic outfit. My full personality and full me is still there, but I'm not going to put so much into my look for that. That could be later. We go out to dinner, then like, okay, I need to curl my hair, I'm going to do some makeup, and put out a better outfit. Maybe I'll pull some heels, all of that. That comes later. People don't dress for the occasion. Like, every encounter doesn't need to be 5-star. Like, everything you do in life, unless you got the finances. Now, we're not talking for people who are making 6 figures and above, and this is their regular lifestyle. They going on vacation 3 and 4 and 5 times a year because they have it. This is for the everyday person, because the everyday person is putting their dating standards at influencer, YouTuber, and celebrity status, and baby, you ain't got those finances. You or him don't have those finances. So if you can't even keep up with the game being played, I'm not understanding why everybody's looking for a 5-star experience. Like, are you giving a 5-star personality? Or, like, are you giving out the same energy you're trying to pull in? Because people don't realize you attract what you're giving. So sometimes when you're attracting nothing but what's considered bums and stuff that you don't want, you gotta do that inner work and see why you keep attracting that type of person. And those type of dates.
Hey, yo, high five on that, yo. I love that. Cause and you're absolutely right about that. A lot of people do attract. They attract the wrong type of person, giving off that particular type of energy. Mm-hmm. I would say, I'm trying to make sure I say this politically correct without.
Oh goodness.
Saying, without getting on anybody's nerves. I might have to even do like a whole 180 or a whole 360 on it, so that way, like I said, I don't want to.
Go ahead and put the disclaimer out there before they chop your neck off. Just go ahead and put it out there.
I feel like we have put, as a society, as a people, we have put a lot of expectations on each other, like you said, as far as like financial wise, right? Mm-hmm. Financially, and it's because of that is why the standards for dating also why is, and it's the reason why the dating pool is so effed up nowadays. You know what I mean? Because everybody's looking at what they're doing and are saying we should be doing that. And like you said, when we're looking at finances, it's like, okay, I can't be that. I can't be them. We can't be them. So we need to try to do something another way to actually try to make it work. And then when one person can't make it work, particularly the man can't make it work, then it becomes an issue. Mm-hmm. And so at one point do we sit back and we really just be like, all right, let's just like kind of work this out and try to figure out where to go with what we have, instead of like I said, I'm trying to figure out how to say it. I don't want to say like, yo,
I get what you're saying. Like, you don't want to say like don't aim too high, but like be reasonable.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Be reasonable, but with that being said, to balance that out, if you have a 5-star standard, even though you may not be able to afford the 5-star lifestyle yourself, and you're looking for someone to provide that for you, that's all well and fine. But allow both parties to be able to do that.
Okay. Yeah.
If you want to look for that, then there's someone out there who's willing to grab you by the hand, pull you up, and give you that lifestyle.
But understand, if they grab you up and try to provide you with that lifestyle, they're going to be missing something that you really want in them that they don't have. Yeah.
And if, a lot of women, when they have that whole alpha and all that crap talk, and all the Kevin Samuels of the people, the women say, like, I want a man that makes 6 figures, got this and this and that, and she's making $30,000 a year. That's fine. You can want that. Also, don't be upset when there's a man that makes $30,000 a year that wants a woman that makes 6 figures, because there are women who make money and is willing to take care of a man just as well. But, like, on both ends, if you happen to be lucky enough in life to find someone that likes you and you like them, and they meet the qualifications, it can happen.
But
it
see,
don't
that's
happen
the
a
thing,
lot.
like yo, like I said, I don't want to have any woman and say, hey yo, yo, your standards are way too high, yo, such your standards.
No.
Your standards are your
need.
standards. It is what it is. But when it comes to men, right, and I'm speaking because I'm speaking on myself. I don't care particularly if a woman is working at McDonald's or it doesn't matter how much you making me. If I like you, I like you. If I want to take you out, I'm gonna take you out. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much you're making. But now, like I said, because of how society is, women are looking at men like, yo, if you don't make this, we ain't even about to even. It's like a whole, oh, yo, you got to be able to provide for me type thing. And there's nothing wrong with providing for somebody, but I'm not providing. Don't think that on this first date, it means that here on out, I'm getting you and providing for you. I'm providing for whoever I'm with, whoever I'm in a relationship with. It's a difference on that. Like, I'm not just gonna give you the entire world on this date right here because that's what you're expecting to happen to you.
Yeah.
Like, you have to prove to me that you are even worth me even being able to do that for you.
Because everybody's not gonna get that Cinderella story always, or it may not look the way you think it's gonna look. Like, you can very much keep your standard. Your standard is your standard. And if you're okay knowing through life that if you did the math and the statistics, that the odds of you finding someone that checks off all those requirements on your standard list that also will want you and you check off theirs is slim, and it may not happen and you may end up alone. If you're happy with that, then by all means be happy in your life because you already made the decision. This is why I'm not settling for less, and if I don't get it, I'm happy by myself. That's great around the board for whoever, no matter which gender. But just realize everybody's not going to get the Cinderella story that looks the same. Your Prince Charming may not come with the castle. He may have everything else. And then some people are willing to what would be considered settle for it. And then some people won't. They're like, he's emotionally there. He's physically there. But financially he's not there. And I don't want to struggle like this. And that's your right to say that. You can walk away because you may find somebody else that has the finances, the emotional, and the physical support that you need. But in some cases, you may not. So it depends on how are you happy with how your story ends at the end of it.
All right, so let me ask you, because you said you talked about checking off boxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
What boxes are you checking off?
I don't know. See, it's hard for me because we've been together since we was teenagers. And as a teenager, you don't really come up with that list. Like, we went through relationships, but we didn't go through like our entire 20s of constant bad relationships and people driving your car and picking up other people, a whole bunch of cheating on and all that. So I don't have a list because I never had to make one.
That's crazy because I at least got two things. I ain't got like a whole entire list of things that I need.
Long as you like,
but I at least got two things
emotionally
that I look for in a person
present
when I'm with them.
As long as you're emotionally present and a good person, it's not really a whole bunch that I could like think of to make a list. I mean, I probably could make a list if I had to, but offhand, I don't naturally have a list because I never had to have a list.
I'm about to say if I'm speaking on it. It's not even a whole list. It's only two things that I ever really look for ever, and that's just love and loyalty.
Yeah.
And I have to say love and loyalty because love does not mean loyalty.
It doesn't.
You know what I mean? And even though you can have somebody that's loyal to you, doesn't mean that they always particularly straight just love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I look for those, but
a certain type of love.
Certain type of love, yeah. Let me not say.
They can love you as a friend, but not.
But not in that way, like in the way that we are.
Yeah.
With each other, and I think I've been like that my entire life, and that's why I think me and you rocked out so good from 16 to 33 because that's all I've ever looked for. You've always shown me that you've always got my back, and through that we have shown much like emotional affection for each other, physical affection for each other. Of course, I mean the shit. That's how we got a kid and everything like that. But that's besides the point. But you know what I mean. As long as I have those two things, I don't need everything else. Everything else will come with that. The money will come with that. Dates, houses, everything else that you want, it will all come with just those two things. And that's why I said that's all I ever want.
Build it if you want to build it. But see, and that's why I said I don't really have a list because, like what I was saying earlier, you attract certain people, and that's why you keep getting the same people in your life and the same. I never had a problem with attracting decent guys, even as teenagers. Like all the guys that I've ever met and talked to in my life prior to you are still good men to this day. They're actually good men. They have always been good men. They always been the I'm gonna pay for the date, this and that. I don't have to pay for stuff. I never had to even think about it. And I'm like, I think because of my energy, I attract those type of people already. So I never really had to, I didn't have to second guess it.
Have you ever thought that maybe that they might be doing that because they have another agenda?
No, because I'm saying like in general in life with them with like seeing them with other women that they done met like girlfriends and stuff later. That's just like they've been the same with everybody.
They just
been genuine people. And I'm like when you know that mean genuine people, I'm like I know it's dirtbags out here. I know a few of those too, but I'm like I personally ain't dating none of those ones. I know them. I'm friends with someone. I'll be like, I don't know how.
And that's why
people put up with you. Honestly,
that's why it's so surprising to me. Like when I be hearing our friends and stuff that be having issues like that. Because even like I said, even though we are the ages that we are now, I've been like, yo, how could you have really like dated that many people within this time frame and gone through all the shit that you've gone through, like for all this, like yo, it's so weird to me because like I don't even give energy to somebody that I'm only going to date like 2 months.
Yeah.
I don't give energy to a job that I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna quit this job tomorrow. You know what I mean?
I'll just lose interest real fast and just fade off. Like, we're not gonna be off and on for 3 and 4 years. That's not even a thing.
Right, and then
not even a possibility.
And then when I hear chicks like yo, like especially the ones that we know that we grew up with, and they be like, oh man, yo, the dating pool so messed up, and man, I'm dating this guy, man, these guys ain't this and that, and I just be like, yo. You right, like what you saying, like yo, yeah, absolutely right. Like, yo, y'all keep falling into the same. Y'all keep falling for the same guy.
Yeah.
Every single time. Every single time.
And it's fine in your 20s, because I think in your 20s that's when you're supposed to be like rapid dating, like up, then work, drop, pick up the next, drop, pick up the next. But then when you get towards the end of your 20s and you get into your 30s, or if you have kids, so now you got like an extra person, emotions to deal with and worry about them being emotionally safe and who's around them, then you need to start, okay, we was together 3 years. I need to take some time for me to heal first before I jump in the next, because that rebound person usually ain't worth nothing. They usually trash. The first person that showed you some interest and you're like, all right, they look good, and you just jump for it.
And you know, and I've always said that too. I'm like, yo, when people break up, like yo, you really do need to take time to yourself.
Yeah.
Like I'm not, don't take 2 weeks and then jump back into a relationship. Like yo, really take 2 months, take 3 months.
Yeah.
You feel me? Take some time to actually be by yourself, figure some things out,
Date yourself.
And
Men
figure
and
out
women.
what it is that you really, really want in the next relationship, so that way you
out.
don't be in here looking stupid the next time around.
Yeah.
Like I hate when somebody goes ahead and they jump straight into a relationship after they just got out of one. Because I'm like, yo, the last relationship you hated it, you hated everything about it, and then you're gonna go jump right back into one where you probably are gonna run into the same issues that you had prior.
Okay.
Which is the same reason why when people talk about getting married and they say, oh, well, I want to be married, just like, I want to find a partner. I be like, yo, don't rush it. I be like, yo, because you got motherfuckers that will literally date somebody for months, get married, move in, and then, oh, I hate the way this person don't clean the house. Mm-hmm. This person don't do this, don't do that. And it's like, well, you would have known that if you had a chance to date them a little bit longer.
Yeah,
or at least live with them.
Should personally live with them first. It's a lot easier to break a lease or just wait for that year to expire than to go through a divorce process.
That's what I'm saying.
Divorces are not cheap, easy, or quick. Because the court system drags it because they want you to stay married because they don't even want to do it.
And I try to tell people that, we were together 9 years before we got married. Mm-hmm. But what people don't understand is that, we were, 19 or 20 when we actually started living together.
Yeah.
So when I see that pile of trash or something in the middle of the floor and it didn't, I know how to deal with that when we get married and stuff like that. Yeah. I know how to deal with stuff like that. Or like, if I shave and there happened to be something in the sink because I shaved right before I went to work and I went out the door. You know what I mean? You still give me shit about that.
Your bed 1,000 times.
You still give me shit about that. But still, like, you know what I'm saying? it's not something
That's
that
I can deal with.
it's not something that we're gonna fuss and argue about because we've lived with each other long enough to know like yo, this how it is. It's a pile on there now, yo. But and it's gonna get taken care of.
Yeah.
But yeah, to fully, if you're gonna be in a relationship with somebody, you have to take those steps, and nobody wants to take steps. Everybody wants to take the easy way around it, and that's why they always in the same positions that they're always in every single time.
And I think the key to all of this is what you consider a date, who you the type of person you're dating, your dating standards. It all just boils down to communication. Yep. Communicate what you're looking for, what your expectations are, what your standards are, and even they willing to meet them or they can't. And if they can't, and you ain't willing to bring your standard down, exit out, move on, and don't be mad at the person for doing it. Don't be mad because they didn't give you a chance, because they said this is what I need done, and you said I can't do that. They said okay. Instead of them lowering their standards to try to bend to what you need, and they're resenting you for it, and then that create unnecessary issues, cut the ties then, and you find someone who is on that same wavelength as level of what you're looking for, and then everybody can be happy.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to have to have the bar low, to come in low. I mean, shit, we came into our relationship with the bar low. Neither one of us had an expectation that this is gonna be the person I'm gonna marry. You know what I mean? It was never.
Yeah,
it was never made like that.
Like that nature.
Like and it wasn't until after we were together, maybe like a year or two, is when we both sat down and was like, "Yo, I didn't think we was gonna make it to prom."
Yeah, I
didn't think we was gonna make it to the summer.
I don't go into any relationship thinking like, "Oh, this is the one." No.
Yeah, no, and
I'm going into it's gonna run its course for whatever it's meant to be.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, whenever you just let it ride like that. I think that's when you get
do the work.
Results
still put in the effort.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go beyond to repair something that's clearly breaking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I know it's falling apart and you ain't putting in no work, I'm not putting no work to save it. We're going to scrap it now. But if it's something we can keep building on and growing and just keep moving it around, I'm willing to do it. Because then we're both putting in that work. You got to put in the work. If the other person ain't putting in the work, it's really no point.
And a lot of people, gotta stop being afraid to let people into your world, and you gotta stop being afraid to go into their world. Like, you have to understand why they like the things that they like. Don't just say, oh, well, you like that, I hate that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Understand why they like it, and then the things that they hate about whatever it is that you're doing, let them come and understand why it is that you like the things that you like. Because, for a long time, I've been told to grow the fuck up. Why are you watching cartoons? You shouldn't be watching cartoons. I was told this when I was 15 and 16. Oh, you shouldn't be watching that. You know what I mean? And then here it is, years later, we sit and watch Family Guy together all the goddamn time.
I'm going to always watch cartoons.
Like, nigga, we sit down and watch anime shit together.
I'm pretty sure
all the time. And it's, you know what I mean? It's not an issue. It's not a problem.
I would be 70 watching cartoons.
Yeah, I'm never going to stop because that's who I am. You know what I mean? And I love that, like, that you accept me for that.
Now I'm not gonna watch all karate movies with you.
But that's cool though. Like, the things that I like, if you don't like it, it's fine because you like, that's what he's into. But you not always downstairs. Turn this shit off. Why are you watching this? I don't want to see this. You just be like, I'm gonna go upstairs.
That'd be a good topic for another day, like personal space. Within a relationship, you still need personal space.
Yeah, hell
You'll be smothering each other.
Absolutely.
But I think that was a good dating advice. So we did what is a date, and we gave some dating advice all in one.
Yeah, I think
one little segment. We encapsulated all of that.
I'm about to say, shit. Hold on, I lost it. Ah, shit, I lost it.
It was gone. It went out there.
It was there. It was lingering.
It's in the galaxy far away.
It was. But you don't like Star Wars.
I don't. I can reference it.
That's so crazy.
The movies are out of order. It's filmed weird. I don't like the words come up the screen in the beginning.
A lot of things are filmed out of order though, babe. Like, you gotta understand. Like, you got movies that literally they do a 1, 2, 3, then go back and do another 1, 2, 3 to add up to them next 3.
And sometimes I don't watch those other ones because I don't understand what's the point.
That's the wildest shit.
I'm not a Star Wars person. I'd rather watch Star Trek and Harry Potter.
I'm gonna just give you one of these.
That's rude.
Yeah, the people that we doing the podcast for, they can't see what I just did. So understand, I just gave her the finger, uh, because we not gonna play Star Wars versus Star Trek, and you messing it up because I'm trying to end it and you messing up the ending. So now
I
you
was
gonna
trying to
have
help
the
you
ending.
find it.
No, now you finish it
Well, I
off. Now
definitely
you
don't know
finish
how
it
to do
off.
that.
Now you gotta finish it.
All right, y'all. But I guess we'll be back next Saturday. We wasn't here this Saturday because it was this guy's birthday. So we went out and then we came home and
Yeah, that's
passed
right.
out.
Your boy made it to 33. That's, you know what I'm saying. I made it to 33. I'm happy about that.
So we was on delay. We actually may be back again this week because we off of work for 2 days. So maybe we'll just crank out some more episodes for y'all early. Maybe not. See how we feel. Our minds could change by tomorrow.
But I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody that listens to the pod, everybody that supports the pod. You know what I'm saying? It's because of you is the reason why we continue to keep doing what it is that we're doing.
4 seasons later.
4 seasons later,
2-year
man.
hiatus.
I would have never thought I even would get this far because when I first started it was scary. I mean, even with this whole live thing going on right now, I'm not used to being in front of a camera or anything like that. But this lady right here next to me, she has been helping me with that. And I'm surprised because even she's gotten over her fear of being in front of the camera. So
I'm still
I
very much
appreciate
shy.
you for being here and standing with me.
Don't
But,
ask me nothing in person.
Whatever.
So I'm shy.
Like Kiara said, we'll either be back earlier this week right here, or if not, we'll go ahead and get back to y'all Saturday. But anyway, like I said, thank y'all for listening to the pod. Peace out. We love y'all. Take it easy.